It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new opportunity for Final Fantasy XIV to emotionally devastate me. So let's keep going, because I'm a glutton for punishment. Curious, isn't it? The burning sky is so ominous, yet the crackling flames here are somehow calming. What a lovely aroma. I wonder what sort of spices those are. Vrtra chose to reveal his identity to the villagers of Palaka's stand before all others. A wise choice, considering the warm reception. He even seemed a little relieved. It remains to be seen how the people of Radz-at-Han will take the news, but if this was any indication, he need not worry. Oh, Valka, running through that dark jungle, there was a time when I thought all was lost. Had Master Vrtra and Estinian not arrived when they did. No, I must focus on all the good. Mevan's precious daughter is safe and sound, and that is all that matters. Okay, these look like that's the same dialogue that we've had, so we're not going to worry about that. Needs to simmer just a bit longer, I'd say. In the meantime, I was hoping I might ask you a few questions. The red sky, these terrible beasts, what in the name of the sisters is happening here in Tavnair? Oh my, that's rather a lot to take in. It would seem the situation is even more grave than we suspected. Thank you, friend. My colleagues and I will use your knowledge to see if it can further our own research. And with that, here we are. A pot of piping hot chai, brewed from my own secret recipe of spices and tea leaves, together with hearty helpings of rich milk and purest sugar. I only have my coffee with me right now. I wish I had another cup of chai. I've made enough for everyone in the village. Might I trouble you to deliver a few cups? The drink has medicinal properties, then? Not in the least. The ingredients are quite ordinary. It's so very tasty, though, and has a way of lifting the spirits. The spicy aroma and distinctive sweetness of chai is a simple, everyday pleasure on our island. Sometimes the best medicine is the simplest. A lovely sentiment, Nidhana. By all means, allow us to assist. Everybody needs a nice cup of tea or their favorite hot bevy just to kind of wind down at the end of the day. I'm just saying it is at least one of my personal, purest pleasures in life, happiest little moments of a day. Not like a huge world-ending happiness, but just like a little thing. While you distribute hot beverages, I'll do a sweep for errant beasts to slay. A far less arduous task, no doubt. When you've finished, look for me at the wakeful Tirana. Tea time! Look at them all lazing about, knowing full well the beast might strike again at any moment. Do they not realize their lives are in grave danger? Well, I, for one, intend to survive. I'm too young to die. Yes, I'll leave this island behind if I must, but where would I go? Is anywhere safe these days? Don't worry about it, have some tea. This will help for the time being. A cup of chai? Can't you see I have more important things to worry about? No, you're right. It is precisely in times like these that we must strive to remain calm and steady. I do believe I'll visit the Elder and see what needs to be done. If there is any way I can aid my village and my friends, I will do it. Oh, we're just looking for people. Hey, Chocobo Keep. Chocobo Keep, it's not safe for you here! Who else wants some tea? I got lots. Weary citizen. Wait, I know you. You were the one who saved us from those beasts back at the temple. Were it not for you, well, let's not even think about it. At times like this, we mustn't dwell on what might have been, but look to the future. And what future awaits us? How can Radz-at-Han hope to recover from this? Most of my friends are gone, and I don't know where to turn. Have some tea and don't worry about it. A cup of chai? Well, if you insist. That aroma has a way of clearing the mind. Come to think of it, we've faced our fair share of trials in the past as well. And no matter how hard the times, we've always come together as a people united. One day at a time, one step at a time. For that is all any of us can do. Yes, yep. Back to work, once I've finished this cup. Thank you. You're welcome! Tea really does, I don't know what it is. I mean, I really think that any kind of hot beverage does have just properties that just feel soothing. And if you haven't found that one that's yours yet, that's your vibe, that's your thing, keep looking for it. There's something out there. There's so many different blends of tea. There's so many different, I mean, even just like sweet hot beverages. Even just steamed milk is good sometimes. You put a little flavoring in there. Or a little vanilla. We still need to do more. Who else wants some tea? Maybe inside of one of the buildings. We'll check. Alice! The aroma of that chai is truly irresistible. Do you suppose Nidhana would mind if I helped myself to a cup? She would be more than happy about that, to be honest. Thank you for coming to my rescue. Now that I am safe, I must follow your example and find a way to help where I can. In here? No, nobody's in here. Who wants this last cup of tea? Would that I were younger. I would pick up my spear and drive these monsters from our borders. Alas, time is a foe that cannot be vanquished. In times such as these, those who reside in the steward's village must be strong. Although, I must admit, at times I find such a prospect difficult. Okay, maybe they are up top somewhere? Usually when I have a circle quest like this and I can't find where it is, I have to go to the very outskirts of the actual circle and then see if maybe there's something right along the edge that I just did not notice before. So, let's see if maybe there's somebody keeping watch. Maybe there's somebody I just haven't seen. They're like tucked behind a building or something. Alphino's up here! I must remain calm. I must... No! I missed it. Hold on, I'll come back. I heard that the survivors we met at the temple have all returned safely. The crisis may not have passed, but being home and among friends should do so much to ease their spirits. We run away, we come back again. We need to go further. Oh, there it is. I must remain calm. I must find my inner peace. Breathe in. Breathe out. It always makes me think of, and this is a silly thing, but I actually really do like the Kung Fu Panda movies, but it makes me think of the, like, inner peace, inner peace, inner peace, every single time. There's the last person. I'm sorry, I just want to be left alone. My best friend and I, we fled the village together. One of the beasts took him and it was all I could do to run. All the while I could hear this monstrous voice screaming my name. He's your friend. That's pretty messed up. Everything here is pretty messed up. This is for me? Ah. We used to drink chai together often. Shared stories over steaming cups after a hard day's work. Thank you, friend. The pain may never pass, but I must press on all the same, for his memory, and for we who must remember. We did it! Hot chai delivered. Thank you for delivering the chai, Valka. Did it help to lift the villagers' spirits? This is heartening to hear indeed. The final days shows no sign of abating, but that is all the more reason that we must try to keep our composure. Our lives have been forever changed. The people we will have lost have... Hold on, one more time. The people we have lost will never return to us. These tragedies will long weigh on our hearts, but we have the capacity to live without suffering, to carry the agony till we too join the fallen in death. It is not a surrender, but a recognition, for it is only in acceptance that we find the strength to move forward. And she gave us some chai! I think we have to have a cup. For RP purposes, we have to have a cup right now. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that I got the top. Oh gosh, I was running the dungeon a little bit because I just couldn't get enough of it. I do realize that maybe with our current pants situation, this is not really ideal. This is maybe not the look. This is not the look we're striving for. What else we got? Can I be honest though? Those pants kind of look real good with this. What if we dye it? Oh, it'll stay black, but we can dye different accents. I mean, that looks pretty good though. Is the thing that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good overall. Oh my gosh. That top is... We might have to do a new Thavnairian inspired look. Cause that looks, very good on Valka. I wonder how it looks with... Now we're gonna... Welcome to Fashion Hour, where we mix and match different things and see how it turns out. Let's go here. I mean... It's coming. That's pretty good, though. That looks pretty good, though, if I do say so myself. It's interesting. It seems like when you dye it... Now, hold up. Let's see. When you dye it... Oh, okay. Okay. So there is like a piece of fabric there on the skirt. This little bit is a piece of fabric. I mean, it might be time sometime soon that we do a bit of an updated look for Endwalker. I mean, it's tough though because I do actually really like what we've been wearing, but it might be fun to also have a look that is just inspired purely by what's going on. I'll keep playing with it. I'll think about it. We're going to stay in our moon outfit for now. As you have finished your deliveries, might I talk with you for a moment? I was curious to know what has become of Mevan and Karasef's remains. Oh, thank you, friend. Surely they will be able to rest peacefully by each other's sides. I and the people of Palaka will perform the rites as soon as we are able. As for the child, it will not be easy for her, growing up without her parents, but I promise to do what I can. Once she is able to eat solid food, the fish I catch will help nourish her. Okay. I didn't think it was possible to add more points in Demacia's good boy category, but now that he is adopted father of his best friend's children and going to raise that child on fish, it is even higher. He's even more pure and perfect and untouchable in this world. His little hopeful story here in this corner. Well, we've finished delivering the chai. I do believe everyone has a piping hot cup. I could almost believe there's a magic at work, how their tension fades with every sip. Let us pray that Palaka's stand has seen the last of those transformations, at least for now. They are still at risk, as every village in Thavnair like as not. Still, I trust we can leave this place in the care of our friends from the Radiant and the High Crucible. Shall we return to Radz-at-Han? By all means, do not let us keep you further. There are still many who have need of your wisdom and strength to deliver them from this terrible calamity. And I will do what I can as well. I will bring rations and supplies from Akyali. We have plenty to spare. Then let us find Justinian and be on our way. Where did he wander off to again? The Wakeful Tirana, near the bridge at Radz-at-Han, as I recall. Oh, very well then. I trust that this place is in good hands with the two of them. They are good. They are smart, they are wise, they are pure. Worry not. My colleagues and I will watch over this village when you have gone. And should my research bear any new fruit, you shall be the first to know. When you and your friends entrusted me with a child, I was beside myself with fear. In bringing her back safe, however, I realized I was capable of so much more than I ever believed. Nothing could be more terrifying than that moment I faced the beasts in the jungle, but I survived. I survived. And come what may, I will survive again. Without you, I never would have found this strength. I thank you, and I promise to make the most of this lesson. You don't need to thank me for the strength you already possessed that was yours. It's yours, and it comes from you. And we're just here to witness it and to applaud it. You know what I mean? That's the thing, though. Really, honestly, all the people of Thavnair are their own heroes. This is the most horrifying, terrifying thing ever, and it takes your own inner strength. Sure, there can be those people that inspire you, there can be those people that help you and put you on that path, I guess, that set an example, but unless you yourself find the strength, unless you steel yourself and, armor yourself in compassion and trust and faith and hope, you're not gonna get through it. You just won't. So I really, really like that they have kept within the story the sense that the people are their own heroes as well, right? The recognition of Nidhana and what she's done, the recognition of all these figures, Vrtra from behind the shadows, Ahawan and the moments of bravery. It's not like they're just putting everything on us, even if they acknowledge that we have a big part to play in it. How do you suppose the others have fared in the capital? I hope things have not been too eventful in our absence. I have apprised Justinian of the situation at Palaka stand, so we needn't have that conversation. Alphino told me everything. Full glad am I to hear the people are safe. Likewise, you will be pleased to know I found no evidence of lingering beasts in the jungle and ruins. 'Twould seem you finished off the last of them. Trying times yet lie ahead for the people of Thavnair. Fortunately, they have a wise and benevolent satrap to shepherd them through. There was a time he would have never said that about a dragon. Speaking of which, I received word from Thancred not a short while ago. He awaits our return to the city on Alzadal's path. Come. Okie dokie. Have I attuned to this yet? No, dang it! I wonder if I can, because last time we tried we weren't able to, but I'm sure that once the city I'm sure it's available to us now, you know what I mean? I just, again, got swept up in the story and I didn't do it, so Asher will go to the one that has less people. We'll help divide the burden of the servers. I wonder if there's some kind of naming convention with the Hewan, like Ahawan or Ruhawan. I have heard so much of your bravery. By all means, pass through the gate of first sight. The eye, Radz-at-Han's emblem, represents the divine eye of Vrtra, and how it was able to see through all evil falsehoods. May it watch over you on your travels. Ah, so it's Vrtra. They definitely doctor it up in such a way that, again, it has that Ahriman kind of look to it, but I do love that. Again, the lore that they've worked in all these different ways, even the little details that look like scale work and stuff in the city, they've combined so many motifs. The poor old woman who became a beast said her grandson had gone to Palaka's stand. I hope he survived. He didn't. He didn't. He was the first one we killed. He didn't. But I won't tell you, Alice. I'm gonna let you hold on to hope here. It will be a struggle for the people to come to terms with these tragedies, but they are far stronger than you may think. There is a lingering sense of desolation here, but that is much preferable to the panic and chaos we saw before. It is good to see you safe. Given the skies, 'tis all too easy to fear the worst. I am pleased to report that we've succeeded in quelling the threat here in the city. The beasts have all been felled, and the citizens are safe for now. I've also heard from the Radiant that an important proclamation will be made in the city square, though they said no more than that. Might you have any idea what it's about? Yeah, Dragon's gonna come out. It's a really good day. It's a really good day, even though it's also a really bad day. So, Vrtra is also coming out from behind the curtain. I suppose we too should hear what he has to say. To Megaduta then, but before that, it would appear that the word of the assembly has not yet reached all the citizens. If anyone along the way seems unaware, we'd best enlighten them. It's kind of funny because in this kind of situation, public gatherings have the capacity for huge impact, right? Everybody being united and swept up in a moment of common hope and purpose and a declaration. But they also have the greatest risk for just mass chaos. We still can't attain. Okay, so I didn't miss out on it earlier. Because if something does happen and then that catches like wildfire, I mean, again, being all together is the worst. At least if they're spread out, people can't get caught up in that kind of mass panic. But it's a double-edged sword, right? Possibility for great purpose, possibility for great devastation. Oh, hold on. There was somebody we were supposed to tell down here. Oh, there he is. He just hadn't spawned in, it seemed like. Are the beasts all gone? I've been hiding it. I'm too scared to go out to look. Oh, that's a relief. I thought one of those beasts was going to eat me. I wonder where Fourchenault is. He's the slowest runner. I hope he got away. He could be with the other people from the palace. Maybe I'll see him in the square. We're just gonna get everybody. It's gonna be fine. This is gonna be a good moment. Everybody's gonna come together in a moment of panic. Leave me be, please. I swear to you, my flesh tastes absolutely terrible. Oh God, what are you doing scaring me like that? If we're not quiet, those beasts will find us. The square, you say? But that's where the satrap was killed. With my very own eyes, I saw him crushed by that creature's maw. So many lives lost, such terrible carnage. And you say there is someone else who would lead Radz-at-Han in his stead? Whoever they are, if they say anything to sully the memory of our beloved satrap, I'll make them regret it. Up we go! Having little characters and or the little companion moments with the dialogues really does help break up the, I don't know, just task of running from point A to point B. And it makes the city feel more alive. Again, more good things that they just kind of added in. I hear you were able to bring the situation at Palaka's stand under control. Every life lost is a tragedy, but you should take pride in doing what you could. When I assumed command during the earlier panic, I did so instinctively and out of necessity. 'Twas not my place to give orders, but I am glad the people heeded them. But now they have need of a true leader, a magnanimous and just satrap who can guide them every step of the way. Fortunately, they are blessed with one such soul. If any can protect and guide them through this calamity, it is he. People are slowly making their way here, but many are still gripped by fear and doubt. Hopefully, Vrtra's message of hope will resonate strongly enough with the ones willing to listen, and spread to every corner of Thavnair. Welcome back, Valka. Alfino told me everything. I was pleased to hear that Vrtra has chosen to reveal himself at last. The people of Radz-at-Han need a strong and wise satrap more than ever. Oops. Hold up. finished rounding up the stragglers? The proclamation will begin shortly. Let's wait here, lest we miss something important. Worm and man, working towards a common goal. It's a beautiful future for Eorzea if we can deal with all this nonsense. Talk to me, dragon. I believe in him. He's gonna do this. He's gonna do this, and the people are gonna rally to him. Even if some maybe have some misgivings. How can you not love this dragon? You just have to look at his flank to literally see. How much he cares for his people. The hopeful music is playing, so I feel hopeful. Magic flower music? Well, just imagine that there's like 10 times the amount of people here in the square. I don't think they can render them all the time, so. Come as yourself!
People of Radz-at-Han, it warms my heart to see so many brave, resilient souls before me. Today, I would share with you a great revelation. But before I do, I must make a humble request.
It makes sense to approach them with a familiar face.
Do not
somebody they know, you know?
Nor avert your eyes. See the one I unveil for who he is, and know that he means you no harm.
I mean, the people at least know that there is a dragon affiliated with their city, right? In some way, shape, or form.
I dare say it can't be worse than the horrors we've already seen.
I mean, they've seen some really messed up stuff, so... Oh, my beautiful boy! My beautiful boy!
A dragon!
Look at him! I will never get tired of seeing him. Yeah, that's right. Dragons are dope, and it's time everybody acknowledged that. Aww.
People of Radz-at-Han, I am Vrtra, and for years uncounted hath this isle served as mine abode.
I just want to pet his face.
Tis as the Satrap's ally I am known. Today, I would reveal the truth unto you.
Okay, this is a very silly thing that has nothing to do with anything at all, but can you just imagine that now that Vrtra is like out and he's here and he's in front of everybody, that in the future at some point, the people of Radz-at-Han would decorate him with all kinds of fun stuff? I'm just imagining him covered in like Thavnairian jewelry and things. He could just be himself, you know? He can figure out who that self is. He's a beautiful dragon. He can represent his people. He doesn't have to hide anymore. Maybe dragons don't care about jewelry. I'm just saying, a Thavnairian dragon would be amazing. Draped in silks and things. Come on. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to the cutscene now.
Let us hope they accept him.
They will, because his heart and intentions are true and pure and good. You gotta take a chance sometimes and share yourself. The people who matter, they'll recognize how beautiful you are. Especially if you're a dragon, because then you're the most beautiful. Everybody's good, but if you're a dragon, you're just a little bit better.
If I am hearing this right, you were the satrap all along?
Yeah, hi.
I mean, Master Vrtra, does your divine eye really see all?
I stole something once and now I'm very worried.
Nay, child. While mine eye hath borne witness to the whole of our nation's history, to its future I am blind as thee. Countrymen, calamity the likes of which we have never known is come to Fafnir, our home. Friends and loved ones have been taken from us. I, too, have lost my closest confidant. Ahir loved this land and served it with dignity till his dying breath. A nobler satrap there will never be. For so long, I lacked the courage to face you. I will not easily earn your trust, this I know.
You already won it the moment I saw you.
And yet, I cannot sit idly by and abandon Radz-at-Han to her fate. A font of boundless vibrancy, this jewel of the ocean. Since time immemorial, has she glittered with every color imaginable. To this dragon, slumbering in his dark lair, 'twas a mesmerizing sight, and one that brought no end of joy to my heart.
Oh yeah, he getting covered in decorations. He gonna be just as bright and shiny and colorful as this island that he loves.
This calamity has stolen too much from you already. Yet so long as you live, the light of Radz-at-Han will never be extinguished. I pray you let me watch over it. Over you. And lend me your strength, that we might face this trial and those to come as one.
I do not know you, dragon, but I thank you for speaking the truth to us.
You will come to know
As
him.
divinities, both Manusha and Riga once joined together, so too do I believe that hand in hand, we can overcome this ordeal and welcome an era of peace.
Yes, you can! Yes, you can!
A sight that would surely brought a smile to Isael's face.
Oh my gosh, Isael would have been so happy to have seen this. Can you imagine? I'm still bitter she's not here with us. Ugh.
Indeed.
She was ahead of her time. She was ahead of so many revelations that we now know that would have changed so much perception of her, you know? By her people and by others. No, don't you dare stink up my dragon with your face, Papa Fourchenault. You get out of here. You're gonna taint him.
Excuse me, but I must speak with the satrap at once.
Father.
Rook hisses in the background.
You have suffered dearly of late, yet you must endeavor to look beyond these losses to the future you yet have.
We don't need you here. The dragon already did the heavy lifting, Fourchenault. You get out of here. You don't get to be a hero to the people, because you are still the literal worst.
On behalf of the Forum of Sharlayan, I come with a proposal by which you, the people of Radz-at-Han, might be saved.
I mean, at least they aren't just bringing people from Sharlayan. I have to give them that much.
Again, I must speak with your satrap. I beseech you, take me to him with all possible haste.
Have you not seen the giant dragon right here?
I am satrap here. Speak thy proposal. All present shall hear and judge.
Did you not notice, Fourchenault? Yeah, that's right. That's a huge dragon.
If I have given offense, then I apologize. First, allow me to share with you what knowledge we have of the phenomenon responsible for your woes. The final days. 'Tis an affliction of stagnancy and rot, sown into the currents of the star. Though the first prominent manifestation was here, in Thavner, it will invariably spread to every corner of the world.
This is a really bad way to give all the people hope, you know?
The Forum
Just
was
did
forewarned
so
of this
much
apocalypse
work.
several centuries ago.
And we didn't tell
Henceforth,
anyone.
my predecessors sought to prepare for the end times in the only conceivable fashion. by securing a means of escape.
It's like maybe if you told people they could have had enough time to come to terms with this, to practice some emotional grounding. Not that we knew how it would manifest or what would happen exactly, but still.
Escape the star? What madness is this?
'Tis by no means madness. With the coming of the
Fourchenault, coming
seventh
in
umbral
here.
calamity, the true nature of the Red Moon, Dalamud, was revealed. That it was an artificial construct of ancient Alag.
Ruining our hopeful moment.
But what of the Silver Moon? This celestial satellite is yet another technological marvel fashioned and maintained by ancient allies. A ship that will sail the heavens and deliver our people from destruction. And by our people, I speak not only of Sharlayan.
Okay.
We mean to save every man, woman, and child it is within our power to save.
Good, because they were going to turn villain real fast if they weren't going to. You know what I
Including
mean?
you, our dear friends of Radz-at-Han. Recent events necessitate adjustments be made, and quickly, but we can and will escort you safely to the moon.
I mean, at the very least, you could evacuate people there.
Been allies to Thavnir. I trust thou dost not extend this offer lightly. Yet I wonder, is this truly the way? Is there a future to be built for us beyond this star our father deemed the last bastion of hope?
See, the dragons have a very different perspective on this. And I love
It is for that very
it.
reason I come before you and your people. To answer any and all of your questions. To offer my assurances and allay your fears. Though, if you wish the best for your people, I advise you to render your decision swiftly.
Fourchenault, you don't know what's best. You don't know nothing. You don't even know how to talk to your children. You know some book stuff, I guess.
Show our friends to Megaduta. They are to be received as honored guests. Worry not. Whatever decision is reached, your paths shall be yours to decide.
I mean, I guess at least people do know they have a backup arc. At the very least, too, you could, like, evacuate people to the moon so that they wouldn't be in these unstable
Guard
regions.
your hearts against fear and despair, for it is within such fertile soil that the seeds of blasphemy find purchase.
A little easier said than done, but there are ways.
Calm and attend to your daily tasks. I shall return anon.
I'm a big dragon, and I'm
Do
here
as
for all of
say,
you,
Master
so
Vrtra. We believe in you.
I'm gonna carry you on my wings. This is such a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful. You're not you, Fourchenault. You're not in this beautiful thing. Everything else is beautiful, though. Did Nidhana make a discovery? She running.
Oh, you're still here. What a relief.
I love her voice
Nidhana,
actress.
What's the matter? Has something happened at Palaka's stand?
Oh, no, not that I know of. I just hope to hear your thoughts on a theory of mine.
Yes.
All
Tell me,
who
tell
undergo
me.
the transformation are drained of their ether, yes? What is it then that gives these beasts the strength to carry on as they do?
The emotional residue.
Logically, they must be drawing upon an alternate form of vital energy. That put me in mind of our earlier conversation.
Yeah, that's
when
right,
I
that's
tried to
right.
explain the essence which many confuse with ether.
Akasha. Yes, I remember.
Akasha,
The
that's what it's
unseen
called.
gift bestowed from on high.
I couldn't remember the name.
An energy influenced solely by emotion.
Yes. In this instance, negative ones set Akasha into motion, thereby infusing the beasts with vitality. I posit this as the mechanism by which the beasts are born and sustained. Do you still have that flower?
Oh, that I do. Oh, jeez. It's just gone?
If we accept that it once shone bright by drawing upon Akasha, influenced by the thoughts of those nearby, then fear, terror, despair, negative emotions so powerful as to suffocate it, permeated the air in this place. You must be very careful. The forces which drive the final days may be beyond our ability to perceive.
I mean, yes, it does seem that way. And it seems like we best find a way to perceive them, and that flower was one way, but now it's gone. Now it's dust.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you like that. At any rate, I will continue my research into Akasha. Do temper your expectations, however. There are sadly few detailed studies upon which I may draw.
Formulating a new theory as you have is itself no small feat. I wish you well in your endeavors, and pray you take care.
And Hana's gonna figure it all out, and she's gonna solve this problem for all of us.
You stay safe as well, yes? Till next we meet. And we will meet again.
Alright, Akasha. That has something to do. I mean, maybe... I don't know. Is it possible that just, like, the negative emotions of the world eventually accumulated within that, like, emotional plane that sort of ties everybody together and became some sort of creature that feeds off of them or is sensitive to them? Their solution sits ill with me, but if life has taught me anything, it's that there is little to be gained from arguing with Sharlians. We must take it upon ourselves to find a better way. Even were Vrtra to acquiesce to their proposal, just how do the Sharlians intend to transport the nation's entire populace to the moon? We have no better, safer course of action to offer than fleeing to the moon. I know this, and yet Vrtra and his people love their home. There must be something we can do. That soldier of the Radiant there, if I'm not mistaken, he accompanied Ahawand of Anashpati. Could it be that he knew Vrtra's identity all along? Under normal circumstances, the form's proposal would be regarded as sheer madness. But when the sky burns, even madness can sound appealing. Doubtless, Vrtra is loath to abandon his home, and yet, absent other options, he cannot dismiss the option out of hand. I have been entrusted with a message meant for you and your companions. When you are done speaking amongst yourselves, I would share it with you. As far as we have come, and after all the horrors we have seen, there is still so much we do not know about the final days. Could it be, as Nidhana said, that the cause of this phenomenon is beyond our comprehension? And if so, are we powerless to forestall it? I mean, I guess we'll find out, huh? No matter what my father and the forms say, giving up and abandoning this place cannot be our only recourse. Give me the message. Greetings, honored scions of the Seventh Dawn. I have a message from His Excellency, the Satrap. Brave scions, you have my gratitude for aiding my people in this most trying of times. Alas, matters here at Megaduta prevent me from meeting you all in person. As a token of mine appreciation, I have arranged for a feast to be held in your honor. May it nourish you in preparation for the trials ahead. Such are the words of Master Vrtra. The feast he speaks of awaits you at Radz-at-Han. Pray, make your way there whenever your business here is done. We thank you for your kindness. Indeed, I was hoping we might find a place to discuss our next course of action, and that seems an ideal venue. Ah, and to you, Valka de Aubigny. There is someone we had hoped to introduce you to in particular. While I am loath to detain you further, might you spare a moment of your time? That's what he said. I read it right for once. A personal invitation, knowing full well your services are in the highest demand right now. This must be important. Worry not. We'll save some food for you, so take all the time you need. You best, 'cause I'm hungry. Thank you, friend. Whenever you are ready, please join me in the Aetheryte Plaza. I shall go on ahead. At World's End. Okay, to the Aetheryte Plaza we go. Maybe we'll be able to actually attune to it now. I hope so. I want to be able to teleport back and forth pretty easily. Sure, we'll go here. I just reflexively always check, like, what condition is my gear in right now? Where am I on the map? Rook's little daily momentary check-ins. Access to the Aetheryte you see there has been restricted to a select few ever since the first tower appeared. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience, but it was deemed too dangerous to permit the free movement of visitors at a time of emergency, a risk we could not take. In light of recent developments, however, the Satrap has decided that such restrictions would only hinder our efforts to combat the final days. As such, I would encourage you to attune with the Aetheryte before proceeding along the corridor. Thanks, friend! I like when the story specifically tells me to attune so that I have less of a chance of just completely forgetting. Oh, down here. Hall of the Radiant. I didn't go in here. I didn't even realize that this hallway would take you somewhere different. Somebody who's involved with the Radiant Host, it seems? Who could it be? Are the Radiant Hosts all secretly dragons? I don't think so. I don't think so, but I can hope so. Yay! Ah, you must be wondering what this place is. You stand in the Hall of the Radiant Host, from where our leadership oversees all of Radz-at-Han's military operations. Sundrop, our destination, lies just ahead. Sundrop is such a good name, and I do love it. Oh, you can see the dragon eye in here! Ah, so you're the one I've heard so much about. Doman Delegate! To think I would meet Doma's savior here in this distant land. The liberator of Almigo is always a welcome sight. If I can be of service in any way, just ask. Well, look who we have here. Word of your deeds in Radz-at-Han has reached the Sultanate, so you know. This man's the Gridanian delegate? Wait, I know you. Ah, but forgive me. Idle chatter can wait. Lumin's in! Valka, we've been waiting for you. Edishgard, everybody's here, yay! Sorry, I was... Oh, Valka Dobini. Ishgard remembers, let there be no doubt. The Fury favors us this day, that we may stand in the presence of a true hero. Are we meeting all the different delegates? Business music? Welcome to Sundrop. Without further ado, allow me to introduce you to... your new girlfriend. Ooh, she got two different color eyes. She beautiful! Oh-ho, so you're the famous Valka de Aubigny, eh? I knew it the moment you stepped through the door. You've the look of one who's walked through hell. Shirabat, please, you are speaking to the Satrap's honored guest and a savior of our people. Can you not show a modicum of respect? What disrespect is there in paying a fellow warrior a compliment? None! Bench press me! We're all friends here, or will be soon enough. More formally then, for the benefit of my countrymen. It is a pleasure to have you with us, O great champion of Eorzea, scion of the Seventh Dawn, warrior of light, and all-round good egg, I'm sure. I love her. I love her! New favorite character. Well, not favorite, but pretty. Up there. We're getting closer there. Okay, we've got these same normal questions. And who are you? A fool with too many scars and needs the ache in the winter. The name's Shirabot, and I attend to business here. As for what sort of business, how can I put it? Radz-at-Han welcomes delegates from other lands to oversee trade and diplomatic dealings. Then there are military matters to discuss, which is why all these officers are stationed here in Sondrop. I imagine you're more than familiar with each of the nations they represent, yes? Oh, are these our, like, job quests for this expansion? Where we go to different places, and those different locations we're dealing with this crisis? If so, that's gonna be really clever. We've got representatives from Doma. Hi, friend! Ulda and Alamigo. It has to be. Because look, they all, it looks like, have slightly different, maybe? I don't see any casters, though. Limsa Laminsa. I guess he might be. Gridania. And last, but never let it be said least, Ishgard. Oh, he's got the baby Ellison face. Oh, that's unfortunate for you, Sarbuddy. They're the eyes, ears, and mouths that bridge the distance between Radz-at-Han and their respective homelands. We've used this brief respite to share the details of our plight with our overseas counterparts. And wouldn't you know it, all of their leaders requested a few words from you, specifically. You're a woman in high demand, eh? And so, would you mind regaling us with your own account? Indulge us before you indulge yourself. Maybe they're not. Maybe this is just a different thing, but it seems like this would be a really clever way to tie in the different sort of possibilities, right, of how you could reinterpret these job quests, or role quests. Thank you for the report. The conditions under which men are turned to beasts, the etheric anomalies you have observed, you have given us much to consider. It is concerning that the first transformation apparently occurred before the skies turned red. It is contrary to what one would expect. Thankfully, the information you conveyed to Lucia upon your return from the moon is already proved invaluable. As soon as reports of the calamity here in Davnaya reached the Grand Company of Eorzea and our Far Eastern allies, our leaders knew at once that the final days were indeed upon us. They began taking steps to assess the extent of the phenomenal spread. Our agents were able to confirm that for the time being, the skies burn only over the bounty, including this island and Corvus. We must be on to Corvus then. Alas, that is a little comfort. Aye, all throughout allied lands there have been reports of people transforming into hideous beasts. From what little we have learned, these incidents are similar in nature to that involving the merchant Kozol. As was the case here, the victims underwent the change prior to the heavens being set ablaze. And so, while the burning skies have yet to manifest beyond the bounty, the transformations do not appear to be subject to any similar restriction. If anyone, anywhere, overcome by despair can turn, then nowhere is safe. That's about the size of it. Speaking of which, we ought to give these creatures a name, don't you think? Here in Radz-at-Han, we've taken to calling the first to change, which tend to be the biggest, blasphemies. As fitting a name as any. To ensure clarity in future communications, we shall urge our comrades to adopt this terminology. Our leaders have taken measures to deal with the threat, to the best of our abilities. How so? We're throwing a huge party. A huge festival, so everybody's in good spirits. Each nation has assembled their own groups of elite soldiers to put down these so-called blasphemies and their spawn as and when they appear. At the same time, they are doing all in their power to put people's minds at ease, prevent panic and fear from spreading. That said, brave souls with the strength and fortitude to fell these terrible fiends are not easily found. Just so. And it is for that very reason that we turn to you. Pray, lend us your strength and help us slay the blasphemies that plague our homelands. It's like, I can't be everywhere at once, but I wish I could. Maybe I can get the dog to teach me how to do that. No, you don't have to give your reply before dinner. I should also mention that each blasphemy seems to possess wildly different characteristics. What works well against one may serve you poorly against another. This has to be the role quest, so you have to do different roles to combat them kind of thing. So, before you go rushing off to save everyone's day, have a word with the delegates. They'll tell you what to expect. I really think this is a cool way that they've tied it in. And with that, I do believe our friend here has a feast to attend. Spare a thought for us while you're tucking into all that fine cuisine, eh? Yay, roll quests! Woo! Do I have to get all of my classes up to 85 to do this? Or even more, maybe? That's gonna be rough if that's the case. Pray, forgive Shira about her rudeness. She can be a bit, boisterous at times, but it is simply her nature. Anyway, my apologies for keeping you from your hard-earned rest. You will be rejoining your companions, yes? Do you know the way to the Mahan? This is accurate, but Valka, I think, has probably memorized every pathway, so I know Radz-at-Han like the back of my hand. Glad to hear you're becoming familiar with our fair city. You'll be pleased to hear that all drinks are on the house, so order whatever suits your fancy. And with that, I must return to my post. On behalf of all the Radiant hosts, I thank you and your friends once more for lending your strength and courage to Radz-at-Han in our time of need. We shall endeavor to fight the good fight to the end, that we may honor Ahawan's legacy and serve Master Vrtra well. You have my word that your efforts will not be in vain. Alright, what's everybody got for me? Alamigo looks like it's the healer quest. Thanks for taking the time to stop by. You're free to talk with our delegates more if the mood strikes you, or head off to your banquet if you've had your fill of words for the day. Ridding the land of blasphemies is an important task, to be sure, but one that's best done on a full belly and a good night's rest, if you ask me. Do take care of yourself, you hear? Thanks, wife. One of my many wives, I love you. Okay, let's do it. If you're ready to lend us your aid, I'd apprise you of the situation. We've received reports of a creature believed to be a blasphemy stalking the streets of Alamigo. Troops have been assigned to track and slay the beast, but there are likely to be casualties. With most of our healers posted elsewhere, we had thought to petition you for aid. I would be glad to help. Once again, we are in your debt. We shall inform Commander Alden forthwith. My comrades in the Immortal Flames will be glad to have you watching over them. You see, as there have been no sightings of any blasphemies in our lands, we have joined our Alamigan allies in their hunt for the fiend. Trouble is, the majority of our own healers are working day and night to treat the tempered Imperials captured at Pogglethon. For that reason, we too will be glad of your help. Aye, your presence alone will be of great comfort to the troops, I'm sure. As time is of the essence, I ask that you make your way to the Alamigan quarter and report for duty. Commander Aldine is overseeing the hunt, and he will explain upon your arrival. May Rolga grant you strength. Let's see what they say about this. Shrouded in Peril. Level 85! No! We gotta level them up to 85! Time to start doing roulettes on jobs each day! Okay, and I'm guessing that even if you switch, I'll test this later, I'm guessing that even if you switch to like a lower level, it probably won't level sync to you, which makes sense, but it does mean I'm gonna have to put in a little bit of time to try and get everything to 85 here, because I probably want to do these before the X-Pack is done, just for my, I mean, you could do it after, but I feel like within the context of the world, I don't know, it feels more right to do it while we are working through the story, so we will tend to that, and we will figure out what we need. And suddenly, it's nighttime. Using the power of cameras. And a podcast that I had to do in the middle of the day. So we're back now. And we're gonna keep going. I have to say that, judged off of sheer amount of eating scenes with friends alone, this is the best Endwalker. Endwalker is the best expansion in Final Fantasy XIV's history ever, I think. Just the sheer amount of eating together content we've gotten has just been so great, and they know what I want, and they just continue to deliver. In ways, I feel blessed. I feel blessed to experience, to be honest. How was your meeting with the Radiant? I would love to hear more. Good, you could join us. Malil over there will be happy to take your order. The threat here has been quelled, but our job's only just begun. I know I must eat to regain my strength, but between you and me, I don't have much of an appetite. Forgive me for not waiting to make a toast. My throat was utterly parched. I'm overdue for a good meal. Then come sit at the table and eat the meal, Estinian. You can't dramatically wall lean all days, all times, all hours. Welcome. When the satrap asked us to entertain a party of honored guests, I was wondering who it might be. This is a lovely surprise, to say the least. By the way, I heard all about Khalsa from your friend Grahat here. I understand that there was nothing that could be done, but I was heartened to hear he meant us no harm. I cannot thank you enough for dispatching the beasts. As the smallest token of our thanks, your food and drink tonight are Merid's treat. Speaking of which, what shall I start you off with? Oh, so many possibilities. I mean, okay, we had some chai earlier, and I do stand by, again, the properties of tea, but I do feel like it is a night where you get yourself a drink. You get a drink. If you drink alcohol, not everybody does, but if you do, it's drink time. A glass of your finest local spirits. As you wish. Pray, join your friends and I will bring you your drink. Please get me some booze and stat. It has been one hell of a day. Welcome back. Whatever did the Radiant want with you, pray tell? I've got job quests to do now. Our allies have sent military delegates. That's news to me. Mind sharing the details? Over a nice drink, yes I will, and some good food with some good friends with my, dare I say it, found family. My found family all up in here.
So blasphemies now plague all the realm.
How much you want to bet Alphino's trying to be cool like Estinian? He's like, I don't need to pull my stool up over there. I'm just gonna hang out over here by myself, be cool like my big brother Estinian.
It will only get worse if what Father said is true, as it did in Amarot.
If that's our model, then shouldn't we expect the effects to grow more severe as it feeds off its own spread? As if people transforming into those monstrosities wasn't bad enough. If the flora and fauna, if the land itself turned against us.
Oh, Thancred, don't make it a reality by speaking it!
No one would survive.
That's why it's called the end of days, the final days, the apocalypse. The greatest calamity, the calamity to end all calamities. But I have a mug of booze the size of my head. So I'm set. We will worry about tomorrow. And today we just gonna have a little drink. We did all that we could. This is Arcasodra sized.
May you find comfort in these dark times.
Aww.
Where do we go from here? If there's one thing we've learned, fighting blindly and simply reacting to what comes will accomplish nothing.
Can we talk more to Heidelin?
We must find a solution that addresses the fundamental cause. Before our strength is exhausted, before this crisis spirals out of control.
Look at Alice thinking ahead. Look at her being like, the way that I would respond, jumping into the fray and just wildly engaging with whatever fight we can, is what I realize we do not need for this situation. She's learned. She knows.
Is there something? Anything we've overlooked?
If there is an answer, Heidelin herself will have it. 'Twas she who bound Zodiac and forestalled the final days.
Ishol and I on the same page, that's why I love you.
Alas, we have heard naught from her since the Tower of Babel. Whether she cannot or will not speak, I can only speculate.
If she's in the Ethereal Sea, couldn't we just go into the Anti-Tower again? Get Matoya's permission, go into it, and try to communicate with her directly?
She gave us is no more.
Come on, we got a whole place to get there! Elpis. I'm trying to like... I'm going, is there a way to rearrange the letters? Does it have some other meaning? I'd have to look it up.
The Watcher. But what could be the significance of that name? It is entirely unfamiliar to me.
Graha wasn't on the moon with us. Is he gonna remember something from Corvus?
To me as well. It meant something to the ancients, though. In our time.
Are we gonna get to deep dive in our own memories?
Most surely. Yet I do not recall a single mention of it in the records of Anida.
Maybe?
Another dead end. And quite literally. It's not as if there are any ancients living we could go and ask.
I'm a Zam! I mean, we could just go back to the moon.
But not quite dead.
Are we gonna actually do like a memory walk in our own memories? I have been waiting for this. If this is the case, just go wait. I'm gonna keep it.
Elidibus.
Oh, he's stuck in the crystal tower, right? His soul has been... I think his soul is contained in it, much like... Yeah, that's what I figured.
I sealed him in the White Horus site at the Crystal Tower back on the 1st.
He should have his memories back because of the
Contained within
stones.
that reservoir of ether that maintains it, ether that is returned little by little to the sea. Naught may remain of his soul.
Or something
However,
might remain.
if part of it lingers, we might be able to speak with him there.
I was really hoping we could access our own memories, but I do want to see Elidibus again too.
We can no longer make that journey, but you, my friend, still can.
And they found a little way to take us back to the 1st. The music, oh. It would be an opportunity to look in on the others as well.
Thank you, my friend. That would mean much to me.
If nothing else, should we learn
They're
the
really
first
taking
descent,
us on a
we'll have
whole
that much
tour
more reason
here
to keep fighting
of
the
all the
fight.
different parts of the game that we've been to thus far. I
That
mean, I'm a little
said,
disappointed we're
the
not going to
odds
go
are
into
not
our
in
own
favor,
memories, but
to
it's
say the
fine.
least. Which is why we're fortunate to have Urianger up there on the moon, working hard to make all the necessary preparations for our departure, should it come to it.
We've got a
And why
backup.
we have nothing to lose by staying the course till the last instant.
Well, except for your own
Indeed.
lives.
To the last, let us all do what we can. I will consult with Master Matoya and see if she knows of a way to reach Hydaelyn from the ethereal sea.
See, there's the anti-tower connection.
And I will visit the nation's leaders and attempt to ascertain how far the final days have progressed elsewhere.
Keep me abreast of your findings. I can seek out and slay the worst of the immediate threats, if only to slow the spread.
We have a plan! A plan is forming!
Unease, terror, despair. Try as we might to suppress them, these emotions will return to harry us time and time again. But when they do, remember this. Your friends and loved ones are out there somewhere, sharing in your struggle. You are not alone.
That. We need that on a big sign. The entire community needs to have it, wherever you are, tattooed, up in your room, on a poster, on a sticker.
So ends the brief respite before the next revelation.
What is the next revelation?
Yes, so much left for you to see.
I thought we had a lot revealed.
Where beginning ends, and end begins.
Also, I am so supremely happy that they made Emmett Selk the narrator of this expansion. It is perfection. I mean, one, I just needed more of his voice actor. Two, I mean, I've said it, I've been excited just to have him here because I love him as a character, but it just makes so much sense. It makes so much sense to have this voice of the past, our past, the past world, just here speaking to us. It's kind of fun that since Heavensward, they've done this little bit of a, you know, we have some kind of narrator through everything who becomes iconic in and of themselves. Oh, well, I suppose I do feel better on a full stomach after all. Burning skies, blasphemies, not if I've got anything to say about it. The final days. How far has the phenomenon spread, and how does it manifest itself in each land? I must reach out to my friends in each nation and find out all that I can. Beasts and blasphemies may be running amok in nearby lands outside the influence of Radz-at-Han at the Alliance. If so, I may need to go hunting. If the Forum truly has been spurred to action by Heideland's prophecy, then is it not odd that the anti-tower was entrusted to Master Martoya, who bears them no love? No doubt she has a reason for this, and I would know what it is. Nothing like a feast to lift the spirits. I trust you enjoyed yourself as well? Well, you know, we got a lot done. I had some good booze. I'm ready to go. Now then, is there anything we've forgotten to mention? Are your arms and armor in good order? In that case, it's time we each attended to our tasks. And when you arrive on the first, give my regards to Reen. Tell her I miss her. Okay, Thancred Dad, I will. Should Reen ask questions, don't hide the truth from her. If anything, see if she has any insights to offer. She's not a child in need of protection, but a comrade we should be willing to rely upon, even if a part of me may always beg to differ. Take this, Valka, my spirit vessel. We're gonna shove Elidibus in there? Is he gonna become like a pocket lamp Asian? Empty now, of course, but it should allow you to operate the tower systems in the umbilicus. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus's essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lina for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Assessor Gate. Goodness. You know, you get into your head, you're like, oh, I almost did a goof, and then you get into your head, and now you're suddenly goofing 50 times? Yeah, here we are. Should she or anyone else ask after me, tell them I am living my life to the fullest, that I am happy, hardships and all. Well, we'd best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again ere long. I like to imagine they picked this up from us. That our friends have gotten that little gesture from being around us for so long. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what? It's actually not as expensive as I thought it would be to travel to the first. I thought it would be over 1,000 easily. But let's go there. I really wasn't sure if they were going to take us back to the first in this expansion, since we went through so much to, between the raids, between the patch content, kind of wrap up all of the loose ends that were there. But I had been wondering, since we kind of put Elidibus' spirit into the tower, if they were going to bring that back somehow, if he was going to be kind of preserved there, like an Ascian and Orosite, if there was going to be a fragment of him that might still linger or remain. And since he did look at the stones and presumably got back his memories, you know, it's one of those things where maybe he'll be a little bit more reasonable. Maybe whatever is there would want to help avert the tragedy that befell his own people. Some of whom are still his own people, right? But maybe just not in the way that he knows them. Hi, friends! Oh gosh, do I have to remember Lina's voice? Please just voice her in this. Dang it. Valka, you are returned. Have you been well? You and the others. As well as can be. Full glad am I to hear it. I trust my lord is enjoying himself. Well, yeah, sure, if an apocalypse is enjoying herself and also all the worlds might burn and die, sorry. He said this to you. These exact words. Oh, to know that he is happy, it fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Valka, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself, futile a request though it is. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues, and we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this, we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for the morrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crucium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone. But however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our lord. No one could. The Exarch will stay as he is. Have we recently observed any unusual phenomena? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Is Gaia gonna bring Reen over to the source? She and other Crystarium youth just hosted a festival, you see. It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration, one much bigger than the first. You get that little tidbit if you've done the raids and you did Eden and stuff. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in such a state of worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Does she still have some lingering connection to Hydaelyn? Or to Minfilia? Because we do, in theory, kind of know that Hydaelyn supposedly brought Minfilia's spirit back. You wish to enter the Umbilicus. Very well. I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. See you there! Full glad am I that they brought us back to the first. It's nice to just see people again, honestly. Oh, you know what? I still haven't changed it, so let's use our return. We'll use our return and just go on back. Shadowbringers was such a special time in this game. I mean, the game has been special for a very long time, but it felt like with Shadowbringers, they really were finally to give voice to the story, world, ideas, concepts, just kind of give full reign to the things that they could realize and wanted to do with the game. Start to take us away from, I think, the older tradition. I mean, the tradition of the history of 1.0 and everything else that the game had been founded on, and start to really innovate and introduce new ideas. I mean, to be honest, if they ever released a single-player version of the Final Fantasy XIV story, where you could, like, create a character and they could do full-on, you know, mainstream, main lineup Final Fantasy cutscenes, I would totally do it. I would play through all this again. I would do it all just in a slightly different format, because the story is so good. The following event cannot be skipped. Okay. What's gonna happen then? I mean, it's probably just a really intense cutscene, right? Right? It didn't say that we were gonna be instanced into a duty. Who would this be? Who would this be? I'm just gonna say it neutral until I realize. Do my old eyes deceive? Is that truly Valka? Numo! Yes! Ha! It is! Full glad am I to see you hale and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise it is to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's people. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours would be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. I was real, I did do stuff here. There is no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Ooh! Oh, Hades! It's Hades! Because I was very emotionally torn because I did not want to destroy him! Hades, who bore the burden of his people. Ah, yes, Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of the tempest. The stuff of epics. Yet compelling as it is, I worry that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course, no. At the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. I know you'd love to talk her ear off, Morin, but we really should be on the way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points on your treatise. Till next time, then. Do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself again and again until his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Goodbye, friends. It's good to see you again. See you later. Anybody else think it's very cute how the pneumo tails kind of sweep along the floor behind them? So this is going to be what? A little bit of an appearance from various characters that we met on the first who are now going to be back again. That's what I get. This feels like that, oh, was it Valention's? Or, Little Ladies' Day? There was some day where when you were in Ul'dah, different characters from different times in the past of the game and the history of events would come by. This feels very much the same to that. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? I thought it was these children. It's her! It's really her! What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. Best not, Riki. You'd only give her a stomachache. We've come to see Morin to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight. But first, we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know that I want to be a mage. Our kill isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing. So I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. Hello, children. He isn't here. Ah. Ooh! Why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits our kill best? Axe, sword, a bow? Ooh, this is a tough choice. I do love Bard. Bard is very good. Protecting people is also important. If you want to go in memory of Ardbert, the axe is good. I mean, what? They've got a healer. They've got a DPS. I guess we'll go for a tank. I'm gonna... okay, I have to do it for Ardbert, right? I have to do it. This boy even looks like Ardbert. For smiting your opponent, the axe. The axe! If you took up the axe, you could be just like... Ardbert! The Warrior of Light! I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. His legacy lives on. Oh, he's really remembered as a hero, not as a villain. Oh, that makes me so happy. Oh, okay. All right. Come on, it's just a cute little cutscene, Rook. Thanks for helping me decide Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. And when I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Bye, babies. See you later, grow up strong. Don't die in the apocalypse. Who is next? Who else wouldn't we have seen yet? I mean, Reina and Gaia. Anybody else? I mean, they're like the different representatives from different places, but this has to be, right? Our sapling slash, it has to be. Humph. I'm so sorry, everybody. This is going to be rough. I don't really know how to do this accent, and it's going to take a little bit. We're going to have to find our way there. Humph. Such fun she's been having, basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. But does she spare a thought for me? Of course not. I waited and waited and waited, but she won't so much as acknowledge the presence of her beautiful branch, even though we're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is, cold and cruel and heartless. Farewell. Don't you have more important things to do, Your Majesty? I've no end of important tasks to attend to, but unlike some, I know what my priorities should be. And since when did my sapling become a twisted old tree that says such unkind things? But disappointed as I am, I'll overlook it this once. I know you have a lot on your mind right now. So, my adorable sapling, the world is on the verge of destruction, is it? Well, yeah, it's correct. How do I know this? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. Would that I could aid you in your quest, but the fate of we fae folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we follow. Such is our way. The most I could do for you is spare you the pain by gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Yeah, we'll struggle. Ah, but here are the ones you were waiting for. I wonder what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End. Bye, friend! Our little tour of all the characters real fast. Of course they weren't going to forget about the first. Gaia's not with her? I hoped Gaia would be. My apologies for the delay. Valka, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I have taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. Bye, Lina. So good to see you. Your grandpappy's fine. Don't worry. We take care of him. Hello, Dotier. I wonder if she's gonna come back with us. I mean, she'll probably stay here, right? But still, after Shadowbringers, it really does feel like she should be with us too. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Hydaelyn. Never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me. A connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered. As if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window, and to my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the sky shower. But then I blinked, and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I'd seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. No, it is happening. Valka, what are you not telling me? I have to know, please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. She is grown up. She has saved this world. She has done all kinds of stuff. She made a bad decision to get turned into Shiva / turned into Hydaelyn / turned into a naked dragon lamppost that had a dragon on it. She deserves to know now. It wasn't my imagination then. The doom we witnessed in Amarot has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First, so don't worry about us. Please, look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here as well, you may be assured we won't go quietly. They've had to fight for everything their whole lives. They know how to fight. No. We'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. Oh, this gives me the little bolster I need, you know? I'm very glad that they're all okay, though. That's important. I was kind of worried that all this stuff was going to be happening on all the different shards. Maybe it's like a trickle-down effect, or maybe, again, because these are reflections, it's not... You know what I mean? It's different for them. It's not quite the same as the actual source where this corruption is happening. Hope upon a flower. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Elidibus, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lina. Decide how we might best prepare for the final days. So, it's farewell for now. But we'll see each other again, I'm certain of it. Ba-ba-da-da. We lived through the flood and the tyranny of the Light Wardens. We're survivors. Do what you need to do, and know that we will too. Okay, so our entrance for this place then is, oh, we gotta go into the ocular, and okay. So we will go here, and then we'll go, oh, it's so nice having this Ethernet menu now. It makes things so much easier to get around and just know immediately where you're going and what the name is and not have to worry about it. Ah, thank you, Final Fantasy XIV. This was a great change. You did great. You did great. Into the Crystal Tower we go! You know, it's kind of funny because for all that the Ascians did what they could to destroy life as we know it now, they also gave us all the tools that we needed to, I would assume, preserve life in this timeline. The Crystal Tower being built by the Alligans, as, you know, directed by Emmett Selk, all these other little pieces that are coming together. Oh, Mistress Valka, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Here's the word. Show me there. Take me there. We get to see inside it a little bit! Anytime that we actually get to see inside the tower, like a map of the tower or work through the tower. I know, it doesn't feel like it was that long ago, does it? Since Shadowbringers. Since that life-changing expansion, honestly. Good memories, though. Everybody made it home. Everybody's safe. For now, everybody's like mostly okay and stuff, you know? I love all the decorations and things in here, all the details. You can see the beauty of the Allagan Empire in here, as opposed to some of the more industrial technological parts.
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
Voice acted?
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Safecoast Tower systems. Searching for Elidibus entity.
Are they gonna be able to fetch him intact?
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
He's just part of the energy circling through the Crystal Tower now. Oh,
My
there
home.
he is.
My friends. No more than a dream. Oh.
Not a dream, it really happened.
You. Why have you awakened me?
Because we
I no
needed to
longer
ask us
sense
the
those
questions.
places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
I mean, granted, Elidibus was vastly changed by his time spent inside of Zodiark's heart. How he actually, like, this is my big thing, right? We know that he was younger than many of the other Convocation members. We don't know if he was a child, right? But it seems like he was noticeably young enough that people regarded him as a younger sibling, or like somebody to look out for, right? I could think even maybe up to teenager would kind of make sense to me. So metaphorically, you can kind of look at him appearing like this as a reflection of the innocence of his beliefs and who he was, as opposed to maybe exactly his size scale and stuff, which is why his voice sounds more mature, but his body is small. It could also just be the weight that was placed on him, his soul, the maturity that he had to have, a reflection of what happened in Zodiark. I mean, there's like a lot of different reasons, but when you think about that naive idealism, and when I first played through, in my 5.3 playthrough that's here, you know, you're trying to put everything together and theorize, and then obviously afterwards you think about it more, and people think about it more, and everybody discusses, and you start to put these pieces together. And then some of the stories came out, which were so great, that gave us additional information about him as a figure and his relationship to everybody, right? But he supposedly really looked up to his M, and he, you know, idealized, I think, in a sense, what it meant to be a hero and a heroic figure, which makes even more terrible, sad, emotional, bittersweet sense as to why he summoned and embodied and perpetrated this idea of the warrior of light and all this kind of stuff. I think he has always had hope for his people and held to that, clung to it until his hands were bloody, you know? I'm really glad we get to talk to him again. In any way, shape, or form. Now that there is nothing but the end, maybe he's relinquished that sense. I don't know. Maybe he's come to his senses with the memories restored.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
Then they were released back into the life stream. They might come back again. Oh, that makes me happy. I was so worried.
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill.
Take responsibility for that naughty fanny pack.
Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation.
Unsolicited. Unsolicited, but you needed it, friend.
Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
Yay! Oh, yay, yay! Thank you.
I do
know
this
it's not
not for
easy,
you.
but really, truly, thank you.
I merely perform my duty, as I have ever done.
But still, even if it's your duty, thank you. You deserve thanks. Gratitude for what you sacrificed and did, you know?
Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him. Fandaniel. Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him. Long, long ago.
Not the him of here and now sounds very suspiciously like we are not acknowledging that he's dead.
Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial,
he was the one who knew about it and who researched it.
And thence forestalled the final days. And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation, so consumed by self-loathing, and hate.
You can see how it twisted him, you know? From what he would have originally been, that scientist or that researcher trying to do the best that he could for his people and discover the unknown, to what he became in the Allegan Empire underneath that pressure of tyranny and, God, his own awful, I don't know, just, you know, his own awfulness. It seems like it was part personality of that reincarnation and, like, his own journey and then being merged back with those memories. It just, like, made him, I don't know, totally discordant with himself.
Elpis. Yes. The name is familiar to me.
What does the flower mean?
Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
Is this the location in the sky? Is this the floating city?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world.
Wait a second. Is this the dungeon that has, like, the different environments and looks like it's the ancients? You know, because they're in the background, there were huge crystals like we saw in, Anamnesis. I think it's Anamnesis. Aniter? Anamnesis Aniter. Yes. As opposed to Academia Aniter. Memories long lost. Anamnesis means, like, things forgotten that you again remember.
Many worked there. And before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief.
That's where he was? He must have found it again then, right? Maybe?
Was Hermes.
Oh, the messenger.
That is all I know.
Do we get to rediscover those
crystals
ruins?
tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction.
But that seems like that would be a really important part to know who they actually were as people.
Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
Unless Fanny Pack went and, like, resurrected it. Did he find something that made him hopeless and he decided...
I saw you there. In Elpis.
What?
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility.
What does that mean? Did you see the future or did you see us in the
truth
past?
That fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course.
Please tell me it!
You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Is it happening? Are we going back in time or back in our memories or back in Elidibus's memories? Or are we going into Hermes' memories contained in the stones? I wanted to go back to their time so much!
Not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower.
We're actually going back in time to the ancients!
Which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy.
I always thought it would be incredible if they did something in this game where we, like, went back to the time of the ancient Allegans, or we went back to different time periods. And, like, of course, it'd be so hard to do that. How do you really manage that? But I think they figured out how to manage it.
As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment. Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned.
And they even tied it into him actually summoning forth the Warriors of Light, using that different technology, using what Graha had figured out.
None will be able to see or hear you.
I don't care, put me in there!
Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days.
And if they were to be averted?
You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
For Elidibus to say that is extra heart-wrenching, you know? Because you know he would have if he could.
Will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
Absolutely, I will! This is what I have been waiting for! This is what I'm living for!
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my
really
final
happening
act.
right now! We've been to the moon! We're going to the past, the time of the ancients!
You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority. First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Yes. Is it gonna be like a duty instance where we go around and we get to kind of... Is it gonna be... I mean, there's that dungeon, which seems like it would fit with this from what we've seen in little glimpses in the dungeon preview video that they released beforehand.
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
And to see the crystal tower used to the extent of its power and in different ways, and to bring it all together again, they are just tying off little bows everywhere they look.
Appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence.
Oh, he's sacrificing literally his energy for this.
Why are you surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
Because I don't want you to have to sacrifice yourself.
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here.
You
The
can
ones
picture
I
it like a
love
little
and long
thing,
to
I
see
don't know.
again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream.
I hope he returns to the ethereal sea.
Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
Thank you, Elidibus. He did his duty to the last. And even though he went astray...
Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us.
For not now really being
May
like
you
the
have
last.
the joy of it. The burden and the solitude.
Aww.
It falls to you now.
Oh! That was a
to
really
save
beautiful
our
shot. And these last words from him. He's relinquished it. He relinquished his duty. Oh, it's ours now. We gotta take good care of it. I hope I don't mess up the past too bad. Is this a zone? Is this a zone? That load-in, though. That was like the load-in when we are moving between zones. Do we get a whole zone that is in the past? I mean, we have zones on other worlds, why not? I'm taking like 5,000 screenshots right now. I'm taking so many. Look at us floating in space. And we're wearing our Omega garments. It's very appropriate. This is amazing! They went all out with this story. They took it to heights and depths I never thought. And this is the real past, so we can trust that what we see here would be accurate. This would be accurate to them, not just a remembrance from Emmett Selk. Will we see ourselves back here? They have faces! They don't all have white hair. That man's facial hair is really unfortunate. You should fix it. You're ancients, you could do better. Look at them, all their robes, they have masks like Venat. Would you look at this? Would you look at it? We don't even know where we are. We can't even see on a map. Oh my gosh, this was their world. This was it. All the details. You see the details? They're so big. Wow. And while they dressed the same, they didn't always wear their masks. This is the right place, yes? Propylion? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylion. Propylion? No, wait, what? What was that last bit? Oh, here, it gives us back in the log. You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing, and it seems neither does she. Very well, let's wait a while. We actually get to see them inhabiting their spaces at their scale. Aetheryte-like device, they did! They had aetherytes! Are they the originators? The spiral! The device is reminiscent of an aetheryte. Perhaps it is possible to attune with it. This is a zone. They gave us a zone that is in the past. No? No. Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently than how it would in our time. I mean, ether was very different back then. It was a completely, right? It was a different beast than it is now. Oh my gosh. I literally am in shock right now. I cannot believe that we are witnessing this. I can't get enough of just looking at them. Just looking at them. Oh, it would be so appropriate if this was like a pomegranate tree. I think it's just apples. But if we were fitting with the Greek theme and all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? Black-robed man. The remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask, much like the phantoms you encountered in Mare Lamentorum and the recreated Amorat. It would seem you have made it to your destination. You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings and obscenities, but the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. Yeah, curse at him, that'll get him. I like, too, that things feel almost as though they are made more out of real, tangible materials. It could be this region. It could be, you know, a diversity of how they created stuff. It could be that because Amorat itself was kind of the pinnacle of their creation, that's why it looks so smooth and shiny and, you know? The man stands dutifully by the aetheryte-like device, a guide for this facility in all likelihood. You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elidibus warns, it appears your form is intangible. Emmett Selk was so sensitive, his ethereal sight was so sensitive that he could see the individual shapes of souls. I don't want to get my hopes up and say that we're going to see Emmett in the past. I mean, why would he be here, right? Fanny Pack would be here. This is Fandaniel's facility. Hythlodius wouldn't be here. But we do know there were individuals who were incredibly sensitive to it, who would undoubtedly be able to recognize something of us. Now I hope, I mean, they've literally called us a Zem, so again, I think we do have a form here, right? But you suspect this door leads outside, but how to open it? Wait until somebody comes through and then try to sneak through? I want to see what's outside. I want to see what's outside. Please show me everything.
And here we are, Elpis.
Well, well. How rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor?
My face hurts.
Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while.
Typhonius, right? The Typhonius. We saw the hair. So then that means...
You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come now. Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
There's my cranky old man! But this is when he was young! I got so excited, I just hit my microphone like 3 times. He's here. He's here. We knew that he used to have white hair. I wonder if his face is gonna look the same. I mean, he inhabited a different body. He could look completely different. We're gonna see his real face. I will smooch him!
But I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Please show me your beautiful face! I'ma take it, I'ma smooch on it! I'ma hold it in my hands. I'ma make you bend down. I'ma just show me your face. That's his mask! Oh...
Satisfied?
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I'm having so many thoughts right now, I don't even know where to begin and end with them. You all know I love dragons, but I also love MSQ more than anything in the whole world. I love everything they did with the ancients. I have not, my imagination has not been so captured by a game. My just like passion, the thought of this fantasy world, this history, this past, it has been absolutely fixated in my mind, channeled into nonsense like the Nautilus theory, channeled into literally anything I could cling to, that we would get to see the past, that we would get to, in some way, shape, or form, come into contact with this again. And I thought they would just shy away from it, because it just like, you know what I mean? So many companies would. They would just leave it vague. Their eyes are all glowy because they're probably, I don't know if it's a side effect, because they were infused with ether. But their hair is so beautiful and his face is like a cranky old man, but he's like a really hot cranky old man. Like he's, you can fry an egg on him. You could fry an egg on Emmett Silk. That's how hot this man is right now. And I gotta say, I love the tsundere energy, but I also love a good, beautiful, elegant, pretty-faced man as well. We got two here. I'm gonna get myself right in the middle of this best friend possible trio love triangle. Not even love triangle, love circle, full circle love all the way. Put myself in the middle. I am happy. I am happy. I'm pleased. I'm gonna get my microphone back. I'm pleased. I'm pleased. I don't even have the words. I literally cannot. I'm babbling because I literally can't deal with this right now. This is the most incredible expansion I have ever played in an MMO. Okay, I'm going. I'm gonna rewatch this cutscene 50 times. I'm gonna dream about this tonight. I'm gonna dream about this. I'm gonna fry some eggs and I'm gonna dream about this.
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Kill me. They're gonna kill me with this. They're gonna kill me with this expansion. Oh, he's gonna see me. He's gonna see me with his eyeballs. He can see me. I know he can see me.
By
the little hairs on the nape of his
you
neck.
See it too, yes?
You see that weird thing over there, right? I'm not just imagining this. I mean, when they said my new old friend, were they literally referring to this past moment, or are they referring to the fact that we are a Zem? Or both? It seems like both, right? Look at me with your beautiful golden orbs.
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
You are a stinky tsundere, man. Even in the past, I could shake you. You look at me with your beautiful face that I want to kiss.
That's odd.
Don't be contrary just to be contrary. Hythodius, you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
It's the same! It's one and the same. They both know us from the past and we are Zem. Also, he has the loveliest lilac hair. It's so beautiful.
Do you suppose she created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
The familiar thing, though, also, that gets me a little bit. Because, I mean, the dog, Space Dog, is also a familiar. I mean, familiars might just be common in this time period. I don't really think we're Heidelin. You know what I mean? I mean, like, maybe the sun, light, star, I mean, the sun is a star, technically, but, like...
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's her spitting image.
Pay attention to me, pay attention to me, pay attention to me. Pick me up. Hold me in your hand. Put me in your hand, Emmett Silk.
Come now.
Pick me up. Hold me in your hand, Emmett Silk. Carry me. Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me, please? I missed you.
It's trying to say something. But it's literally too intangible to form words.
Hythodius was the best to the very end. Oh.
Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Yeah, that's right. Put some ether in me, Emmett Silk. This expansion is a gift. We are not worthy. We didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. But here we are, and now we've got it. And Emmett Silk's gonna put some ether all up in me, so I'm ready. I've been waiting for this day for my whole life. I've been waiting for this day since Shadowbringers, which is basically my whole life.
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
Yeah, that's right. So put it on me, put it on me, put it on me, Emmett Silk. Put it on me. I'm ready.
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Pleasant. The snap! Okay, so you know how we keep having these little check-ins? You, me, us. And every time I'm like, now I'm speechless, and this time, I don't even know, I'm still processing what happened.
You may open your eyes.
This time, for real, I am straight up speechless. And just like... I'm gonna open my eyes now. We have a shape! We're big! Whoa, we're big!
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
This
How
is
very thoughtful of you.
so truly
And may I
incredible.
applaud your artful reinforcement.
So truly incredible.
Without further ado,
My heart is overflowing right
greetings.
now.
I am Hythlodaeus, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
Oh, it's so nice to meet
Sulking
you, for
beside me
real.
is the most honorable Emmet Selk of the Convocation of 14.
I thought they would just like, I don't know, give us some kind of flashback if we got anything to the past. I didn't think that we would get to go into it like a whole zone, that we'd actually get to interact with them in the past, that they would straight up just recognize us, that I'd get to see these good boys like this. Where do I get robes like everybody else?
And how might we address you, my new friend? A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words.
I do, it turns out.
So tell us, whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
Can I actually tell them? Are they not going to be able to comprehend? Or...
You do not know?
We cannot
Or
say.
Cannot say.
Okay.
Allow me to ask a different question then.
Oh, he's so good. He's so smart. He's so clever. You're such a clever man. This is why he's the head. This is why he's the chief of the bureau.
What brings you here?
Both. The thing is that I guess Hermes, yeah, they're gonna make me hurt. They're gonna make me love him. This is where they're gonna make me love him, and I'm angry about it. I am mad that I will have to stop calling this man Fanny Pack, because undoubtedly, I'm gonna love the man he once was, and I'm gonna cry about him, and the next time I play the game, I'm gonna cry like a little baby, and I can't call him Fanny Pack and laugh about it anymore, and mock him, and how much I hate him. So until then, I'm just gonna say I want to learn about Elpis. I want to learn about Elpis.
Well now, the same as us. Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
Yeah, that's it.
If she truly wished to be here, then she would be.
Oh, I wish to be here. I wish to be here more than I wish to be any other place in the whole world. I have pizza waiting for me in the next room. Dinner was coming because I thought foolishly to myself, oh, Rook, ha, you are wrapping up the zone of Thavnair, so you won't have anything that you will need to play. So you'll do another hour, you'll order a pizza, you'll eat the pizza. I will not be eating the pizza. I truly wish to be here.
Right you are.
I'm sorry, everybody. I have big
My
emotions and big
apologies if we've
feelings, and
given
this is who I am as a human being,
The
and
two of
I'm
us
having
can
so many of them
discern
right now.
colour
It's hard to
so much,
control,
you see.
so...
And yours happens to resemble that of a friend.
What color is it?
And
What
with your
color am
purpose
I?
matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion.
I was coming to sneak
We are here to
peek
speak
on
with
ya.
Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work.
I came to get a sneak peek of Emmet Selk's butt in his prime.
We, I say, though this is Emmet Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
He reminds me a little bit in energy of Graha. I don't know if I've said that before, but he does. A bit of that vibe, that feel, that slight mirth, that... I don't know, it just something about him is kind of warm in that same way, you know? I'm very, 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 very sad knowing now what he did for his people. And... I mean, he's been returned to the livestream rights. There's... You keep going.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
Don't call me a thing. You're a thing.
If you harbor suspicions, better to keep it close than leave it to its own devices. Wouldn't you agree?
They're both perfect. They're perfect. Their faces are perfect. Their bodies are perfect. Their snark is perfect.
Having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
We're going out. We're going out. We're going out. We're gonna go see what this place is. Is it a whole zone or is it just like one place? Is it like a little duty? It's a zone, right? Because we get attuned to the ether, right? I'm sorry.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
The world unsundered, Elpis.
This presence.
So we're not the same person, but we did know her, maybe. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
A creation of his? Because Hermes was kind of characterized by the winged feet, you know? Also, can I just take a second with everybody right now? If they, in the future, introduce some kind of bird race, I know they said they're not introducing it anymore, but you know me. I love me some birds. If there was a bird race,
I wonder.
this would literally be, this would be the... it would be like they went, Rook, what do you want in the next expansion? And I said, thank you, Mr. Final Fantasy. Thank you, Yoshida-san. This is what I would like in the next expansion, but I understand if you can't make it happen, sir. And then he went, Rook, I got you. I'm hiding a lot of secrets. It is just... This really truly is, I think, one of the best expansions of any game I've ever played. This is phenomenal. Oh my gosh. Can you just... Can you believe it? Can you believe? And how many of these creations are in our world now? What thumbprint of their work is left in it? What... Their world might have died, but what they left us lives on. God. By all the gods. This is truly spectacular. Ah. Wow. I mean, this looks very similar to the city in the clouds we saw in concept art, but that one had golden spires, right? This, I mean, again, looks like it is the Ancients, the world of the Ancients, ruins of the Ancients, maybe. But is that zone that we saw in the concept art this zone? I mean, it could very well be. This is just phenomenally stunning. Okay. Okay. Alright. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. I dare say I will indeed. I dare say I will indeed. Oh my gosh, I don't want to stop so bad. I don't want to eat that pizza, but I also need to eat that pizza. It seems like such a good stopping point though, but I don't want to. I'm gonna go eat and go rest. I'm gonna wake up so early tomorrow and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna explore every nook and cranny of this place. I'm gonna talk to everyone 100 times. And I'm never gonna leave. We'll never leave here and they'll have to pry my cold dead body out of the past. But we will do this next portion in the morning, I think. Maybe in the morning I'll have more words to encapsulate what I'm feeling right now, because all I'm doing right now is feeling it to my very bones. Oh my gosh. Alright. Alright. You know what? Real fast, I'm just gonna get right up in here though. Oh, look at me! Look at me though! Oh my god, I could just scream. I could just scream. Just do this for a second. And you know what? I'm just gonna do this for a second. It's real. That man with the top hat is in the middle of my picture, but it doesn't matter. Because Emmett Silk in the past is looking at me. Okay. Okay. I'll leave it there.